Well, good morning. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Welcome to the stream. On today's lesson, I am going to teach you about confusing English words. That's right. I have about maybe 12 to 15 different confusing English words that I am going to teach you, and I want to make sure that you're paying attention because we're going to have a good time learning about these. Now, the chat is open and I will be reading any messages that are appropriate that are posted for this morning's live stream. So make sure you have your questions ready to leave in the chat. Also, as always, I am going to have quiz questions throughout today's lesson. So if this is your first time here, make sure you're paying attention so you can get those questions correct as we proceed through today's lesson. So let's get to it, and welcome to everyone that is joining the live stream. So there are some English words that sound the same, but they have different spellings and different meanings. Of course, depending on the word, it can be called a homophone, but it just depends on the particular word. In today's lesson, I am going to give you about 15 different words that sound the same, but they have totally different meanings. So let's get into it. And I'm doing great. Thank you for posting the first chat on this morning, the first chat question. Okay, the first set of words I want to teach you about is ate. Ate. So ATE, ate, talks about the past tense of eating. So you may say, I ate some grapes last night, or I ate salmon last night. So here in America, you can have salmon fried, you can have it baked, or you can have it blackened, or you can make a casserole out of it. My wife made a salmon casserole last night. So I ate salmon last night with corn and bread. But the number 8, it sounds the same, but it's totally different. So you may say, I had 8 pieces of salmon last night, or I had 8 scoops of ice cream. So they sound the same, but they're spelled differently and they have totally different meanings. Another confusing word is coarse. So this first course, COARSE, it is describing something that is rough. You know, you really have coarse hair, you may say. It's kind of rough, it's tough. Or you may say, when it comes to the second course, Jay's course on English is easy to learn. So again, they have the same sound, but different meaning. One means rough, describing a texture, and the other one talks about maybe a particular subject matter, or you may say, take this particular course to get to the airport. All right. 4 is another word that sounds the same, but they're spelled differently. So you may say, what are we having for breakfast? What did you have for lunch? Okay. What are you wearing for the wedding? But then you have the number 4. The number 4 actually, it sounds like 4, but you may say, we're having 4 pieces of fruit today, or I have 4 pairs of shoes. So it has to do with the number. Another type of confusing English word is weather. So, of course, Weather, it describes uh, the weather outside. So, today where I am, it is a little misty. It rained last night. It's a little foggy. It's damp. But then the other weather you may use in a sentence by saying, whether you like it or not, I'm going to read this book. Okay. Or you may say, I need to know whether you are going with me or not. Okay. So that type whether describes an option or an alternative you may have before you. Break. So these two words, again, they sound the same, but they have totally different meanings. Okay. So the first break, BREAK, describes or can describe, please don't break my painting. Or please, when you drive, don't break the car. Okay. Or you may say, don't break my glasses. But BRAKE describes stopping in motion. So hit the brake, not the gas. Okay. So they mean the same, but again, or they sound the same, but they mean different. Let's look at today's first pop quiz question as we are 1/3 through with today's lesson. So using some of the words that I discussed in the first section, how would you complete this sentence? Now, it may be a little challenging, so let's see if you can get it. Blank, you like it or not. The elevator is blank, employees only. Blank, you like it or not. The elevator is blank, employees only. So let's see if you can get that correct. And before we go on to the next section, let me say thank you so much for the compliments on the lessons. I'm glad everything is going well in your life. Everything's cool with me also. Let me know down in the comment section where you're from. I would love to know where you are watching today's lesson from. Okay, fourth is another set of words that sound the same, but they mean totally different things. So you may say, my soccer team or football team came in fourth place, and that would be FOURTH. But FORTH is, look, don't stop, keep moving forth. Or we're going forth with the vacation despite today's weather. And that is something you could say. So one describes where you keep moving forward, and the other one describes a numeric stance or place. Here, okay? I need you to come here. Not over there, come right here is HERE, or HEAR is here. Can you hear me now? I'm having a hard time hearing you, you might say. All right. Plain. So the first plain describes something that's ordinary. Okay. I have on a plain shirt. There's no graphics on it, no logos. It's plain. But then PLANE describes an airplane. Look at the plane going across the sky. Or you may say, I can see the birds across the plane. Okay. So these again are homophones. They sound the same, but they mean different things and they are spelled different ways. Allowed. You are not allowed to call me that. Or you are not allowed to go on the property. But then the second allowed is talking about the volume that you hear someone. Okay. They all spoke aloud in the dormitory. Okay. So one has to do with permission and the other one has to do with the volume that you hear someone. And I want to thank everyone for joining today's lesson. I really appreciate you taking time to watch today's live stream. Okay. The next set of words that sound the same but are spelled different is bear. Okay. B-E-A-R describes the animal. Look at that bear in the woods. Or don't leave food out at the campsite, you might say. We don't want any bears to come around. Okay. But B-A-R-E describes your nakedness. Okay. All right. Put on some clothes. I don't want to see your bare bottom. Okay. Or you may say the pantry is bare. There's no food in the pantry. It is bare. Wow. Let's look at our second pop quiz question for today, and let's see if you can complete these sentences. Using some of the words in the second part of today's lesson, how would you complete this? You are not blank to go in the cage. There is a huge blank in there. Make sure you leave your answer down in the comment section. Let's read it again. You are not blank to go in the cage. There is a huge blank in there. All right, on to our last section of today's lesson. And if you're still watching today's live stream, make sure you leave a comment and let me know where you are watching from on today. Capital. That would be a great comment to put down in the comment section. What is the capital of your country? Or what is the capital of your state? Okay, capital. And that would be C-A-P-I-T-A-L. So the capital of Georgia is Atlanta. Or you may say the capital of the United States is Washington, D.C. But the other one is it describes a capital or a large letter. Okay. So you may say J needs to be a capital letter when you write out my name. So J-A-Y, the capital letter is J. We're winding down. Right. You might say, did you get the pop quiz question right? Or I might say you got the pop quiz question correct or right. R-I-G-H-T. Or when I throw the ball, I use my right hand. Okay. But W-R-I-T-E describes writing. So write your name here or write down your phone number. Or you may say, write the directions clearly. Dye. My shirt does not have dye, or you could say it does have a orange-like dye, D-Y-E. But then D-I-E, which sounds the same, means to no longer exist. My grandmother died 4 years ago. My grandfather died 10 years ago. Or I don't want you to choke on your food and die. Okay. I don't like that spider. I'm going to make sure that it is dead. I'm going to step on it so it dies. Okay. Buy, which rhymes with die. Maybe I should do a lesson on rhyming words. But buy, can you take me by the store? B-Y, okay? But B-U-Y is I would like to buy you lunch, okay? Buy. And I also could have put B-Y-E, which is see you later. Bye. And finally, our last confusing English word is which. Okay. Which juice do you prefer? You might say. That's W-H-I-C-H. Okay. Which way should I go? Or you may say, on Halloween, she dressed up like a witch. Why are you being so mean? You're acting like a witch. So these are 15 different confusing English words that when you're writing, you could confuse them a little, or when you're talking. So you want to make sure that you learn these and you know these, and you go back and you watch this lesson and practice these confusing words. Okay. My last pop quiz question for today. Let's see if you can get this correct. Blank car do you want to blank? Be sure to pick the blank one for you. I almost gave away the answer. So this one has 3 answers. Blank car do you want to blank? Be sure to pick the blank one for you. So I hope you can get that right. Make sure you leave your answer down in the comments section. Before I complete today's lesson, let's read a recent comment. I really enjoy and appreciate all of the subscribers and comments that I get here on the channel. This one is from, I believe, Mina. And from one of my lessons, she just simply commented, good examples. And I replied with a thumbs up and said, thank you. I enjoy reading your answers also. Keep up the good work. Yes, so from following along with her answers, she has been doing a great job, as well as a number of you. And I am just so appreciative that you not only take time to watch, but you also take time to leave comments. And I try to respond to all of the comments that I get. So you guys keep them coming. Thank you so much for watching today's lesson. I really hope that I have helped you understand and speak English just a little bit better. And if I have, I hope I have earned a thumbs up or a like. Feel free to share today's lesson with a friend that is trying to learn English, as I know this lesson will help them. Well, I hope you join me on my next lesson. Be sure to check out some of my other lessons here on the channel and my other channels. All of that you can find down in the description of today's lesson. Until next time, have a wonderful day and keep practicing your English. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed today's lesson, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Also, enjoy these videos that will help you understand and speak better English. My name is Jay, and I hope you join me on my next lesson.